from Hawthorne Lanes in Vernon Hills, Illinois, minutes from downtown Chicago. ESPN brings you live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour. It's Dave Rye with Randy Peterson. We have 4 of the world's best bowlers, and they're all ready to roll.
He has 22 career titles and finished second in last week's USBC Masters. The 2-time PBA Player of the Year from Claremont, Florida, Norm Duke.
Norm Duke is making back-to-back shows for the 20th time in his career. He finished second in his last 3 telecasts, and keep in mind, when he makes it to the finals, he's averaging a blistering 240.
The former PBA Rookie of the Year owns 11 titles, including 3 consecutive Tournament of Champions victories. From Claremont, Florida, Jason Couch.
Jason Couch, the most powerful lefty on the tour, is on a mission. He desperately wants to win again and prove that he is still among the game's elite. That's right.
He's a 4-time All-American and was twice named Collegiate Bowler of the Year. Today looks to capture his first Denny's PBA Tour title. From Buffalo, New York, Joe Ciccone.
Joe Ciccone, the underdog in today's field. Joe's averaged 251 on TV, but has yet to win a match. Will today be the day Joe breaks through and wins his first title?
Oh, birdies! Come on!
This PBA Hall of Famer has 30 Denny's PBA Tour titles and over $2 million in career earnings. Today he makes his first TV finals of the season. From Jackson, New Jersey, Parker Bohn III.
Parker Bohn III, a name synonymous with winning. One of our sport's great ambassadors. With a win today, he can tie Pete Weber for 4th place on the all-time win list.
These are your bowlers competing for the title of the 2005 PBA Chicago Classic.
The PBA Tour returns to Chicagoland for the 35th time, the 4th at Hawthorne Lanes. Danny Wiseman won the first event here. Brian Hindler took back-to-back titles in 2003 and 2004. But today we crown a new winner at Hawthorne. With more on that, Randy Peterson taking us through those matchups.
Thanks, Dave. In the first semifinal, it's the Battle of Claremont, Florida, as Norm Duke takes on Jason Couch. And in semifinal number 2, Joe Ciccone, looking for his first win, takes on 30-time titleist Parker Bohn III. Dave?
All right, Randy, we'll start with a word from Norm Duke. Devastating loss for you last week at the Masters to Mike Scroggins in the final, but you're back here. How were you able to bounce back so quickly and make a show?
Well, I didn't win, so, I'm out here to win. So, guy told me a long time ago, he said, if you're not the lead dog, the view's all the same. So I just bounced right back and let's go.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Jason, more than a year since you've been on TV. You told us last night you worked very hard to get back to this level. How would you best describe that effort?
Well, I'd have to consider my 14th year on tour. Been out here a long time, and I'm working harder than ever at my game on the break. So I'm determined to win today. I put a lot of effort into it. I'm just going to make it happen.
Thanks, Jason. All right, Randy, let's check out that oil pattern. It's Scorpion today. It's 41 feet long.
Yeah, Dave, and we have 2 lefties and 2 righties. 41-foot pattern. The left side of the lane, the players played really straight. You're going to see Jason Couch and Parker Bohn going pretty straight up first arrow. They'll migrate in slightly when the lanes start to break down. But on the right side, Joe Ciccone and Norm Duke are going to be in, and they are going to be hooking it. There you see the new and innovative Brunswick Authority 22 lane machine, the official lane machine of the PBA Tour. You see what our amateurs averaged this week in the 7-game qualifier just to get into the tournament. PBA members that bowled in the qualifier 12 pins a game higher. And then once you got into the tournament proper, our exempt guys averaged another 6 pins higher than that for qualifying. a start for Jason Couch, shredding the rack. Check this out. Right around first arrow, a little bit of head belly, tremendous high rev rate. When his ball hits the pocket, it strikes a lot.
So the battle for Claremont, Florida is underway. These guys live 5 miles apart back home. And for Norm, they've come all the way to Chicagoland to battle for a Denny's PBA Tour title today.
Great shot to start the match, and for a guy that rebounded like he did from last week, to start with a solid 8 is a bit disheartening.
Perfect this week. Remains so. Leading us right to our first Ace Hardware matchup of the afternoon.
The Battle of Claremont. Jason Couch, Norm Big. You can see that Jason averaged about 12 pins a game less, but he only had to average 216 in match play to make it this far. The spare comparison, though, you see that? 97% for Norm Duke, 73% for Jason Couch. So if this boils down to a spare shooting contest, advantage Norm Duke.
See the strike numbers, bottom of your screen. Norm's son and Jason's kids go to the same school. Perfect shot off 10 down for Norm Duke. Cypress Ridge Elementary in your neck of the woods in Claremont, Florida.
Yeah, my kids go to Claremont Elementary, so yeah, they knew I was they knew I was moving into town, and they wouldn't allow me in the same school.
More than a year for Jason Couch to be back on TV. Goes back to the pocket. 7 goes down late for Jason Couch. 14th year on the PBA Tour, a member since '91. You see the road to the finals by Brian Kretzer. Round of 8, 4-game sweep. Was down 0-2 in the round of 32. Last show, bowlersparadise.com, the event, St. Louis area, November of 2004. Oh, really? That's a scout across the deck to trip up the 6.
And this is one of the things that hasn't been happening a lot to Jason this year. He's been bowling fantastic, leading the qualifiers. There's a huge break there.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Carry like that is hard to beat. I don't care who you are.
Ten-pin stands for Norm Duke. He's had a really great season. Top 5 finishes in 4 of his 6 events. He's been consistent.
Great shot again here. He stone 8s on the first ball in the right lane, comes back with a ringing 10, and right now Norm Duke not having a whole lot of luck go his way.
Norm's last title, Atlanta. Super Bowl Sunday. Latter part of last season. Takes his time and takes care of the 10-pin. A single pin conversion, but down by 20 early in the match. Had a chance last week for his 2nd career Masters title. And what a story for Norm. He's got 22 career titles, will be a shoe-in Hall of Famer, a lock. Got by Red Hot Tommy Jones, round of 8 in 6 games. Never forget that look of disappointment, almost shock on his face when he realized he would not beat Mike Scroggins. As the leader of the event, all the way through last week in Milwaukee. Great champions rebound the way Norm Duke has, as Couch has a 20-pin lead.
It's a great shot here. The only good news for Norm right now is he gets to finish on this lane. It's the only lane that he's thrown strikes on. Jason Couch perfect through 3 frames.
Chance for a 30-pin lead. Third in average on the tour. He's had a very consistent year as well. No help this time. 3-pin stands for Jason Couch.
One of the things for Jason that's always been his Achilles heel is he's a very emotional guy to begin with, and when he gets a little bit too pumped up, he tends to overthrow and get too fast. That's exactly what happened on that shot there. Got it a little bit wide, with a little speed, the ball doesn't get back.
Last title goes back to November 2nd of 2003. Got by Mike Scroggins and then Steve Wilson in the finals. Grand Rapids. Steve Wilson by 10 pins. 19-pin advantage now for Jason Couch as the lefty takes care of that single pin conversion. With the holiday shopping season officially underway, now is the perfect time to head to PBA.com, the PBA's online store. Great place to fill all the needs of the PBA fan on your holiday shopping list. Official PBA jersey, hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, all available by clicking on PBA.com. Seven pin.
Wow, that was like the atomic ringing 7. The 4-pin, second pin from the left goes around the 7 so fast. Watch this. And what this does right now is give Norm a chance to get right back in this. With a strike in the 5th and 6th frame, Norm Duke will actually take the lead by 2 pins.
Great angle, lane level from our crew. Jason Couch, who's gone 42 events in a row without a win. No victory for Couch last year on tour. He had gone 6 straight seasons consecutively with at least 1 victory before the 04-05 season. He described to us as very disappointing, but a huge motivation to try to get him back on top. He was married over the summer. His wife Kim very supportive to try to get him back to that elite level. Good frame. Cuts the deficit. Just 8.
Let's take a look at what Norm was doing last week. Notice he was going much straighter from outside, much higher backswing, much flatter hand at release, trying to throw the ball really hard and straight. Much lower start, look how much shorter his backswing is. Later timing gives him a chance to get his hand underneath it and put more revs on that bowling ball. And that last shot he just threw, no 8-pin because the ball took it out.
Looks for a turkey. 6th frame.
There's your new leader, Dave Ryan.
A 2-pin lead for Norm Duke. He said, hey, I had 15 minutes to try to take care of Mike Scroggins and win a major. It wasn't so much losing the exemption, but the major. He continues. The semis next. Only 3 bowlers have made back-to-back TV shows more than the great Norm Duke. He's midway through the semifinal match with Jason Couch. It's tight here in Vernon Hills. Welcome one and all to Chicagoland. Dave Ryan alongside my partner Randy Peterson. Our live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour continues here on ESPN. Randy, 2 big stories to me. First of all, the accolades, all the trophies compiled by 3 of our full bowlers today. And then, amazing to me, the ability for Norm Duke to come all the way back from that incredibly devastating loss to Mike Scroggins. Finals of the Masters in Milwaukee last week, and all of a sudden he's on TV again.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I mean, this show is every bowling fan's dream. When you have 3 of the greatest active players on one stage, to me it's kind of like watching Tiger Woods, Ernie Els, and Phil Mickelson walking up 18. These guys have amassed great numbers, $6 million combined in career earnings. Look at all those titles, all the majors. But I think you're right. When you go back and you look at what happened to Norm Duke last week, you know, I've seen a lot of sports athletes never rebound from devastating losses. And I actually flew on the plane with Norm after Milwaukee. We flew home together, and I've never seen him so devastated, so dejected. He talked about withdrawing from this week, taking a week off. But you know, Dave, great champions take adversity head on. They rise above all that stuff. And, you know, Norm Dukes is shooing for the Hall of Fame. And in my opinion, he's one of the greatest bowlers to ever play this game.
And let's not forget about Joe Ciccone. Also goes for his first career TV victory and first career Denny's PBA Tour title as well. We resume exciting semifinal match from Vernon Hills. Couch all of a sudden is down by 2. Started the match with Turkey, then back-to-back spares. 6th frame for the lefty.
Yes, sir, just like that.
Mason's 1-2 lifetime against Norm Duke on TV. Lost to Norm in the 2000 PBA National Championship. 14 to 198. Odds aren't with him if he takes on Parker Bohn III in the finals, if that happens. He's 1-6 in his career against Parker on television.
His ex-roommate. Two big hits, 2 big breaks this match for Jason Couch. Norm Duke, remember, he goes solid 8 and ring and 10 in the 3rd. Otherwise, he's perfect. Watch this. 4-pin. Love tap. 10 back.
Late tap on number 7, and down she goes. Couch is a very intense competitor. And a 10-pin for Norm Duke.
And again, not to try to sound like I'm patting Norm on the back, but 7 perfect shots, 4 strikes, a solid 8 and 2 ring and 10s. That's the difference. The spare here, we trail by 9. Jason Couch working on a double.
ESPN's live coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour rolls on. The PBA BowlersParadise.com Classic. The greatest bowlers in the world compete for a piece of the $232,000 prize, the championship, and a 1-year exemption, potentially, depending on our final 4. For the winner, Sunday, 1 Eastern next week. Didn't like it at all. Look at that ball end up so light.
Dropped it.
Way off the mark.
Fell right out of his hand. Watch this. I mean, he just dead lost it at the bottom of the swing. He's going to put some tape in his ball right now. You'll never see Norm Duke make a shot like that. And a very bad time to do that.
And a very tight match with Jason Couch. Pick up all 4 does. Low pin count on his first shot could be devastating. Back to Couch, big Florida football fan, celebrating his Gators' convincing triumph over Florida State yesterday. Now it's the Redskins as Norm works on the ball. He's a huge Redskin fan. They play the Chargers today.
Yes! One more good one.
Loves his football, and he loves shots just like that.
You notice Jason Couch, the guy with a higher rev rate than Norm and more ball speed. I mean, he's slapping these pins silly. Watch this shot here. It's going to be a little light pocket. These pins don't have a chance. And boy, do you think he likes this one?
One more good one.
'92 PBA Rookie of the Year. 11 tour titles as we saw with his resume. He's won almost $1.3 million. He is among the game's elite, but unable to make TV last year. The whole season. Happy to be back.
Ooh, and a nice break there, tripping the 7 late. See, you hear him, he said he got around it. What happens when you get around it is it causes the ball to break loose down the lane. and hook too sharp. Watch, it's going to go straight through the nose. He gets around it just a little bit, puts more side rotation on it. You can see the ball really snapping in the back end. But what this also does is it gives Norm Duke a chance to still win this match.
Multi-pin conversion numbers as Duke still furiously works on the ball. Strange ball reaction on the back end of the pattern. It does push Jason, takes care of the 2 pins there. 41-foot scorpion pattern they're playing on today here in Vernon Hills. So each have had a late mistake. We'll see what happens.
Kind of the same scenario we had last week. Norm Duke needs to strike out to shoot 235. If he does, that'll force Jason Couch to strike spare to win by 1 pin. First things first, Norm Duke has to strike out. Wow. That's high play.
The feed to success as he blasts down the deck there.
Well, he was in the same position last week, so no stranger. But again, 3 strikes here in the 10th frame as Norm takes a re-rack on the left. Watch how good this is. Perfect. You think he wanted that one? Because without that one, he's got no chance.
Last week, he was able to force Mike Scroggins. To throw big shots in the 10th. Can he do it again? All 10 down. Scroggins answered the call after Norm put him in that position a week ago. Norm said more of an accomplishment for Mike Scroggins in winning than it was for him. Scroggins made a round of 8 this week. But Norm made the show. For Norm Duke, his words. There's the winner and everyone else. Second on, you're just another competitor.
That's big, that's real big, but he still needs this one. He's got to have this one to force to force Jason Couch to strike on the first ball.
The neighbors who live just 5 miles apart. They play golf together 5 times a summer or so.
They never invite me to their game.
Oh, yeah, you're involved there too, Mr. Claremont. Randy also a resident.
It's turning in like the Isleworth of bowling.
Big shot. Look out. Ball is way high. And all the way through the nose.
Yeah, this was left out of his hand. You can see him telling it to feed right. Quite honestly, that one shot in the 8th frame where he lost it could cost him this match. Jason Couch, 8 spare strike, he's a winner. Strike on the first ball in 8, he's a winner. Best way to win this match right here, 10 in the pit on this first ball.
Reset that left lane, please.
On the messenger across the deck for number 7. Now he's got to convert this.
And you can see how important it was for Norm to strike on the fill shot, because now Jason converts this. All he needs is 9, and he wins by 1 pin. If Norm would have struck on that fill shot, Jason would have needed this spare and a strike to tie.
First things first.
Come on, good shot.
There's the 7 pin. 9 to win for Couch to put him into a final. Maybe make himself another memorable November day. He's had remarkable success in this month. His last show came in November, before today. His last title in November.
great shot. He says hello to his girls back home in Claremont. J.C. Couch showing you why. He won 3 Dexter Tournament of Champions in consecutive years. This guy is unbelievable. In the clutch, bang! Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
One more.
The only bowler
One more. That was for you, Haley and Courtney. One more.
in PBA history to win 3 straight TOC titles. His daughter Courtney, 4th grade, 9 years old, and Haley, a 7-year-old in 2nd grade at Cypress Ridge Elementary. It'll be a big day at school tomorrow if Dad wins. Our skills challenge is coming up. Joe Ciccone is going to compete against Parker Bohn III later on. Takes on Norm Duke. Some wacky shots. It's all coming up. Just about a half-hour drive from downtown Chicago, Illinois. Here in Vernon Hills, Jason Couch has advanced with a very close victory. 2-pin win over Norm Duke. He'll take on the winner of Joe Ciccone and Parker Bohn III. Dave Ryan, Randy Peters, our entire crew here from Vernon Hills. We're awaiting Joe to take on the legendary Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III. Joe Ciccone happens to be involved in this week's Skills Challenge. This week's Denny's PBA Tour Skills Challenge round of 16 matchup. Norm Duke and Joe Ciccone head-to-head. It'll be Norm Duke's turn first. So he's going to spin the ball, Randy, slowly down lane. Throw another. That leaves a spare. And the spinning ball has got to make the spare. This is a challenging shot.
Yeah, it really is. Norm's going to spin this ball right here down the lane, and then he's going to throw another ball, try to avoid the spinning ball, leave something the spinning ball will make.
Oh,
Okay, so he takes out 9 pins.
I love that.
Oh, he does, and Joe
love
Ciccone
that.
doesn't know it,
I
but
love
Norm
that.
Duke has
Oh, I love
remote
that a
control in
lot.
his back pocket.
He gets it.
Wait a minute.
That is sick!
I want the replay. I want the replay. That was off the pin.
Off the pin or not, this is off the chart. Watch this.
Good luck.
The ball's an inch from
Killing me.
striking, and the spinning ball makes
All right.
it perfectly.
Joe's right. It did use the other pin, but it counts anyway. 2 TV final appearances for Joe. Looking for his first title.
Run back here and get this ball.
Well, there's the spinning ball.
Hurry, run. Okay. Watch the camera there.
Norm's pretty confident.
Oh, that's a strike.
Crosses over the head pin, little
Whoa.
Brooklyn shot. The thing is, that's got to go way right.
No defense in this.
Joe's
You need a
remote
little
control
movement to the right.
apparently out of
You want me to
batteries.
kick it? I think that's 1-0. Bye-bye.
Joe, I think you're right. And Norm, too,
Nice,
misses
though. Nice
the 2
try.
pins. Norm
Norm
Duke
Duke
has
has
his
earned
first
his
strike,
first
3
strike.
strikes, wins the match, and gets him to the round of 8. Now he's going to throw a ball with a towel. Remember Denver last year during PBA Tour competition? Actually did it. The high count earns the strike.
4-6. Oh,
No 4-7,
Norm
Joe.
leads the fast 8. Joe, your turn.
8 pins down.
left me room.
Would you like this one?
No, your towel hook's a little bit too much for me.
Norm offering the lucky towel to Joe, but Joe says nay.
I think Joe should have taken the lucky towel.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Get 9 here, because this would be really bad.
Got to have 9 to earn a strike for Joe.
Let's get a chance. Hit the head pin.
Nope. Didn't hit that pin. Just get 6.
Oh, that's the
That's a 6 count. Strike number 2 for Norm Duke. Joe Ciccone, your choice.
2 strikes to none.
We
Oh,
need
we've
to-
seen
we
this
need your
shot.
legs spread apart. There you go. All the way on the outsides.
With more than one person down lane in a chair. This is just one young man.
I thought you told me that you were going to throw this ball over the chair.
Get that kid a helmet.
We'll change it. We're going to throw it over Christopher's head.
That's a brave young
We have
man,
a speed
Dave.
dial on 911.
Christopher, he's only joking. Don't worry. He'll go through the chair.
Okay, you might want to close your eyes there, buddy, because I am.
That is movement down lane, Randy.
Movement down lane, that's right.
Hold on.
And a lot of it.
Reset the shot clock.
I'll take care of this. I'll take care of this. Hold on.
Joe lending a helping hand.
That's much better.
Yeah, I think he needs a blindfold. No, that'll ruin the look.
Okay, try not to flinch.
Go like this. Go like this with your hand. There you go.
Now he's praying. Good idea.
Christopher's ready. Norm's ready. It's through the chair. Oh, 10 down to the pit.
That's why we're here. Thank you very much.
Norm did proving that this towel is very
can put it
versatile,
wherever I want.
and we are
put it wherever I
certainly
want.
not worthy. Unbelievable how
that
good he
you're
is with that
probably
towel,
safe.
Dave.
Christopher is really
All right,
happy
here
to
we
get
go.
off that chair, Randy.
Good luck.
I'm okay. No person in the chair here for Joe.
It's through
Well,
there.
spare ball.
Get over there.
No.
Sorry.
Very quickly, the legendary Norm Duke dispatches of Joe Ciccone. 3 strikes to none. He advances to the round of 8. We'll have more of the PBA Skills Challenge for you. Parker Bohn III is competing today against Joe Ciccone. Takes on Tom Baker, who's won 10 titles, including the World Championship back in 2004. When we come back, who will Jason Couch take on? Will it be the Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III or Joe Ciccone going for his first ever TV win? Jason Couch already into the final. Joe Ciccone, Parker Bohn III. The next semifinal to see who takes on Jason to win this title. At the semifinals now joined by Randy.
Joe Ciccone averaging a staggering 251 for your first 2 games bowled on television, but still looking for your first win. How do you go about beating this Hall of Famer?
Well, first of all, I got to say that being out here with these 3 guys that I consider superstars is an honor in the first place. I'm going to do my best. I had a lot of support from these fans during the week, and I think I got some people ready to make some noise for me.
Great, Joe. Good luck. Parker Bohn III, no stranger to television, 94 or so shows. I don't know what the number is. It's large. 30 wins. How do you stay focused and not look past going against the non-winner?
Who won the first match? Doesn't matter, because
I think it was your ex-roommate.
I don't need to face him until after I get done with the match at hand.
Okay, Parker, good luck. Dave Ryan, 30-time titleist, going up against Joe Ciccone, looking for his first win.
Norm Duke, 22 titles, was going for 23 today. Would have tied Brian Voss. That's Ray Williams Jr. is the leader. And that total opposite end of that statistic, most tournaments without a title. Michael Haugen Jr. is helping us today on stats. Sorry, Michael. 163 and Joe Ciccone at 103, and he hopes not counting after this weekend. From Buffalo, New York, originally from Skaneateles near Syracuse, taking on the pride of Jackson, New Jersey, Parker Bohn III. This semi is underway, a resounding strike for Parker. And we're pleased to be joined by Norm Duke in the booth to help analyze and break down this semifinal. Norm, what happened on the ball where you lost look a little bit?
Well, the first mistake that I made really was the 6 count where it just fell off my hand. I thought I had prepped my thumb hole the right way, and it just didn't happen. And it came off my hand, and I was lucky to get the spare, to tell you the truth, Dave.
First ball for Joe is high, and he leaves a 4-pin. So Jason Couch able to get by you there, Norm. What's the best way to wrap up your match? I know that late ball certainly hurt you. Able to really force Jason into a couple strikes, except for that fill strike.
Yeah, the mistake I made was celebrated on number 11. That was a big shot, and you know, I'm an experienced player. I should have been able to collect myself and then throw the shot I needed.
Norm, assess for me, if you would, right after we do the Ace Hardware matchup. Parker Bohn III going up against Joe Ciccone. Joe is looking for his first his first title ever. We know how many titles Parker has. And assess for me, if you would, the left side of the lane versus the right side of the lane, and what you think will happen in this next match.
Well, I think Joe has everything that he needs in order to press Parker. I really do. I didn't have any problems with the lanes out there. It's just a matter of if he can play his best. That's what he needs.
Crossing over, almost went Brooklyn this time. Again, way high. Not the ball reacted at all. Joe C is looking for it.
Well, I know that Joe needs more ball speed. He is not trying to throw it this slow. I think it's just the euphoria of all the fans. He's going to settle down. He's going to make the best shots.
So you think all he needs to do is stay where he's at and throw it faster?
Yeah, I think he's just a little lazy with it right now.
Split numbers cannot take care of the 10-pin early open Joe Ciccone, third career TV appearance. He lost to Brian Smith in Tucson a couple years back. Although he bowled so well and lost to Robert Smith in El Paso last season. Each bowler threw a 268 at him. As Randy mentioned, a 251 average in the 2 prior appearances for Joe.
And Norm, watching Parker warm up, he struggled on this lane right here. It's exactly what I saw. I saw him go highlight, highlight, highlight.
Well, you know, his very first shot on that lane was perfect. So I think that he knows how to get it done, but he just might not have the room that he's accustomed to this week.
This ball just gets a little bit left, and just he doesn't have enough rev rate or enough rotation to get the ball back from that spot.
Yeah, it looks like he may have lost it just a pinch.
All right. Folks, share the single pin conversion. We're pleased to be joined by Norm Duke. Just competed in that semifinal with Jason Couch. Couch the victor in a close match. Resume on Parker Bohn III. Wow. Almost $2.5 million in earnings. Pretty tough matchup with Devaney in the round of 32. Was in an 0-2 hole in that one. Rolled over last year's Player of the Year, Patrick Allen. And then Mike Scroggins. Masters last week, fell in the round of 8. Got a break.
We'll talk about it a little more as this match progresses, Norm, but you can see in the obvious change that Parker Bohn has made in his follow through, and he told me that's to try to get his ball to pick up. We'll actually illustrate that in the Dexter piece that's featuring Parker, but whatever it is he's doing, the struggles that he's had the last 2 or 3 years, it was because he couldn't get his ball to hook.
Yeah, that's correct. And the champion that he is, he's going to go back and work on it and make the adjustments needed to get it to fire through that pinch.
Best shot of the day for Joe Ciccone, who comes to us from Buffalo, New York. His 3rd career TV appearance. 12-8 match play record. Eric Forkel, a 7-gamer. He was down 0-2 in that match. Richie Allen also went 7. Chris Loscheder, who made the finals of the Worlds last year in Ypsilanti, losing to Patrick Allen in that title match. Victim in a round of 32.
Heck, Joe was down 1-3 to Forkel.
What a comeback.
And things got a little emotional, too. Joe's pretty laid back. But when he has to get fired up, we might see that.
And that's what he needed to happen, Randy. Sometimes when you're seeking your first title, this is playing out perfect for Joe because he got rid of 2 or 3 or 4 bad ones early, and he's still in the match.
Right.
If not, he maybe leading it.
He's down by 3 now, but Parker working on a strike, and I think what's going to determine whether or not Parker wins this match is what he does on this lane right here.
Right, you saw it in practice. Seems sharp on this lane. We'll see. All 10 down for Parker Bohn III in his 98th career TV appearance. That's 5th most in PBA Tour history. Pete Weber is next on that list with 109. And the all-time leader, Walter A. Williams Jr., 152.
Parker using two different balls, one that flips hard on the right lane, one that rolls sooner on the left lane. But Norm, it looked to me like he just threw a Sunday best that last shot, and it barely got to the head pin.
I think Justin's in his Sunday best, too. Well, wife Leslie.
See ya.
Wow, was that ever off the mark and way light? Did it miss the target?
That was exactly the same shot that I threw and about the same point in the game, where it just falls off your hand and you're just hoping the lane was longer.
Yeah. You needed an 80-foot lane on that shot.
Imagine. I felt the same way, Parker. I know exactly.
Just happened moments ago.
You were just there.
All right, multi-pin pickup here. Does cover nicely for his mark. Joe Ciccone now down by 9 pins. Tight semifinal match. Let's see who takes on Jason Couch in the final from here in Chicagoland.
If we all got mulligans, Randy, the scores would go up a little more, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that second guy's always better, isn't he?
Yes.
Transfer turkey here. 5th frame for Joe and a lead.
Wow. Not bad now, huh, Norm? How's that line look?
Well, he's got all that angle on the back end, Randy. That's going to turn into carry percentage. that may be the difference in the match if he can get it going.
Fourth arrow out to about 8. Some nice hands, some soft speed. That ball turning over down the lane. And ending up in a good spot.
Yeah, and Joe's smart. He saw where I was playing the lanes. He's going to move inside of me or my ball track, and he's going to try to get a little more friction right at target so that he can get that pin carry.
All right, guys, chance here for a 4-bagger. 6th frame and an 11-pin lead. Another strike. Joe Ciccone. Couple of breaks, he'll gladly take it. And a 4-bagger, 11-pin lead for Joe Ciccone. Norm Duke, thanks so much for your time. A great effort from Norm today, and some expert analysis as well. The Bohn Ciccone match rolls on next. Joe Ciccone told our Randy Peterson before the semifinal match with Parker Bohn III, he was honored to be on the same lanes with the 3 great bowlers in our Danny's PBA Tour presentation of the Chicago Classic. Right now he's got an 11-pin lead on Parker, which leads us to the Dexter approach for this week, Randy, having to do with Parker Bohn III and his follow-through.
Yeah, Dave, and you know what? He's changed his follow-through. You know, this is the follow-through of old. This is what Parker Bohn has done his entire life. Look at that snap. That was his registered trademark. Look what he's changed. Look how much softer and straighter it is now. The reason for the change, Dave, he said he had to get his ball to pick up sooner, to get it to roll sooner. He's trying to go through the bottom of the swing a little bit softer.
We'll see if that pays off. 6th frame, down by 11. This guy who's won 30 career titles. 70 career TV wins. Pin.
And Dave, on a sad note, 38-year-old PBA champion Jimmy Keith suffered a heart attack last week and is in critical condition in West Palm Beach, Florida. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Jimmy and the Keith family. And it's especially devastating for a lot of the guys that are still out here that competed against Jimmy. Jimmy was out on this tour back in the 80s and 90s. And fellow Floridian who's down, and our thoughts and prayers are with you guys.
9-pin there, other finishers, round of 32 on. You see at the bottom of your screen also our best wishes to the Tomek family. Jim Tomek Jr., who has been competing on the PBA Tour last few years. His father, Jim Sr., passed on Thanksgiving Day of leukemia. Parker Bohn III said he used to compete against Jim Sr. in the 80s and wanted a special condolence passed on from the Bohn family to the Tomeks. Tough week.
Yep, very tough week. All right, Parker Bohn III working on that follow through we talked about. This ball just kind of DOA'd once it got there. Parker very confident though in what he's doing and the change that he's made, and right now it's getting tested to the limit under the hot lights and pressure of bowling on a telecast.
Joe Ciccone, just after warm-ups before the introductions, was sweating up a storm. Went to the towel several times, but in the commercial break, we heard him kind of singing along to the rock and roll being put on the PA system here. He's more relaxed now. Into the match.
Needs help. Whoa. Just a bit outside, Dave. But the nice break only leaving the 2-pin.
Could have been worse. Had a 4-bagger going.
Yeah, and he missed right at the arrows. You could see that it was further right than where he'd been laying the ball down previously. He's laying it down and crossing the arrows right around 22. That one was about 19.
Single pin number takes care of that one. Randy, what about the adjustments Joe's been making? And you and Norman talked about ball speed. How does Joe look now?
Well, he looks pretty good. I mean, you know, first of all, he's got a lead. And that's always something that helps factor into your comfort level. That helps to get you loose. But he also knows that if he doesn't keep the pressure on Parker, you certainly don't want to let him back in the match. Joe looks like he's in the right zone. That shot there, in particular, looked like it was a little fast and right of target.
Saw that max score at 246. Keep in mind, folks, his TV average career in the 2 appearances, 251.
Without a win, that's sick.
Little squint there just before the approach. Joe has all 10 down, clears the deck on a perfect shot. Nice Struck in 5 of the past 6 frames.
You see the difference in ball speed between Joe Ciccone and Parker Bohn? That's why Joe's ball hooks so much more. And Parker's thing is he's been working so hard on trying to get his ball speed softer. But, you know, this guy was dominant. I mean, he dominated this tour forever throwing it his way. And, you know, once you bowled a certain way for so long, it's tough to change. That shot was perfect.
The best we've seen from Parker Bohn III. He says after the end of last season, he had 10 weeks at home. Wow. 1-8. Second trip of the year for the Saints to the Meadowlands.
Yeah!
And Parker, who had the 10 weeks off at home after the season, was able to rest, then went on nearly a month trip to Australia and Japan with appearances in the Japan Cup. That's when his game got back in gear.
Remember what I was saying about you don't want to give Parker Bohn a chance? Well, he just pulled it to within 2. Joe Ciccone in the 9th frame. If he strikes out 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, there's nothing Parker Bohn can do about it.
Joe's got that look.
Needs help. Oh, my. That just snapped the 10 out. By the way, when you were reading that football promo, did you say, speaking of week, the Saints and the Jets? I mean...
I meant like week 9, week 10,
Okay.
W-E-E-K, not W-E-A-K.
My bad.
Thanks, though.
I'm sorry. Never mind. Now, Joe Ciccone can strike out in the 10th frame and shoot 246. The best Parker Bohn can shoot, 234.
Really needed that one.
Uh-oh.
2-8. That's trouble.
Uh-oh. Well, first of all, you got to make this spare, which is not easy. This ball again, right of target. Never makes it back, leaves the 2-8. Now he's got to spare it and strike to force Parker Bohn to double in the 10th to win.
The 2-8 double wood.
I'll tell you what, when the lanes are a little goofy, that's not an easy spare. He has to strike here. He strikes here, Parker needs 2. If he gets anything less than a strike, Parker can get the first hit. 9 spare, he could win by 1, or we could have a tie. All depends on what Joe does on his fill shot right here.
In search of his first career title in 103 career events. The sweat is flowing. Big moment.
Big shot there. He's sweating like a guy that just stole something, and he may have just stole this match. Parker Bohn III needs 2 and 1 to win. Talk about throwing a big hit when you need it, Dave Ryan. What do you think?
All 10 down and a big shot for Joe Ciccone. Looking for his first ever TV win. So here it is. Won't get it.
3 times on that left lane, you heard Parker say it. He either threw it bad, missed it, or that lane got him the way it broke down. Jason Couch bowled on that lane, or on this pair prior to Parker, and Jason told us that every lefty that followed him this week always had a bad game following him.
For the first time ever, Joe Ciccone shakes hands on TV as a winner on television. He defeats Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III, and now he'll take on Jason Couch for his first ever title. Special thanks, Barb and Bill Spigner, co-proprietors here at Hawthorne Lanes in Vernon Hills, just outside Chicago. What a great job they do. A PBA event here every year, been here several years in a row. And there's his son, Robbie. He was a commissioner's exemption this week, 4-time All-American at Indiana. Great collegiate career and did compete as the commissioner's exemption choice. They are the non-exempt qualifiers. Robbie 57th. Eric Borkel had a great run all the way to the round of 8, finished 5th before falling to Joe Ciccone, who was in the final to take on Jason Couch. Joe is going for his first ever PBA title. Today's PBA Tour rolls on the road. BowlersParadise.com Classic, Hammond, Indiana. Not far from where we are, just about a 90-minute drive or so. Stardust Bowl and also Pro-Am site on the 30th and December 3rd. After that, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Pro-Am site at ABC West Lanes as well. For more information on how to buy tickets for our show and for the Pro-Ams, log on to PBA.com today. It's all coming your way as the Denny's PBA Tour rolls on. On a roll, Joe Ciccone from Buffalo, New York goes for his first title when we return. 6 different bowlers have won PBA events in Chicago, led by Mike Albee, who's won 3, 84, 85, and the 95 Tournament of Champions held in Chicagoland. Perhaps one of these two will add his name to that distinguished list. Jason Couch, Joe Ciccone, leading us to the Geico Championship recap.
In semifinal number 1, Jason Couch taking on Norm Duke and taking out Norm Duke by the score of 235 to 232. Couch wins the Battle of Claremont, Florida. And in semifinal number 2, Joe Ciccone defeated Parker Bohn III by the score of 224 to 200. Ciccone looking for his first title, setting up a great championship match for the Denny's PBA Tour Chicago Classic. And Dave Ryan, here are my keys to victory. Jason Couch needs to stay in control. Remember, when he gets fast, he gets pumped, he tends to overthrow. And Joe Ciccone, simple. Don't think it could only hurt the team.
We'll see how those keys apply. Mr. Peterson. Jason Couch starts us off. All 10 down for him.
11 more, baby. Like that.
Just 11 more. It's simple, right?
Yeah.
Our last 300 game on TV, by the way, Jason was a good witness to that. Mika Koivuniemen in Connecticut a couple years back faced Jason in the final. Remember the big hug that Major Mika gave him?
Yep. The red thing on Joe's finger helps to alleviate blisters and helps him grip the bowling ball a little bit more.
Perfect shot, Joe Ciccone leading us to our Ace Hardware matchup for this final. Joe C. against Jason Couch.
The millionaire against the guy that just won his first match ever on television. Again, you can see the disparity in averages there. Joe Ciccone averaging a lot higher than Jason, but you know what? This match boils down to one thing and one thing only. Experience in a final match.
Speaking of experience, mine goes back with Joe a long way. He used to host the Challenge and Championship bowling shows, WSTM Syracuse. We had 2 lanes in our TV studio. Joe was our statistician while a high school student at Skinny Atlas High.
Joe's like a walking almanac, isn't he? I mean, this guy
way
knows
back with the game.
everything.
He used to be our helper on those shows and has literally an extraordinary video collection of TV shows going way back to about 1980, and then told us over the summer he recently traded with a collector in New York City to get a bunch of shows from the 60s and 70s, Chris Schenkel hosting.
Another guy that used to do the same thing was the late Don Johnson, and my old coach, Don Johnson, had a library second to none, and he won 26 times, so maybe a good start for Joe Ciccone.
How did the 8-pin not go down?
All right.
Remember, Jason got some nice breaks in the first match beating Norm Duke. This isn't one of them. A little high flush, the ball goes right by the 8-pin.
Pin for Jason, who finished 33rd in Japan.
Yeah.
And Randy told us last night that he really felt his physical game was struggling, although he worked hard all summer. coming out of his swing, almost like a golfer coming out of his shoes, rising up too soon before striking the ball.
Yeah, just coming up out of it a little bit, and that got the ball to kind of spray on the lane.
ESPN's coverage of the Denny's PBA Tour rolls on. PBA BowlersParadise.com Classic, Hammond, Indiana. It's in the Chicagoland area, not far from Midway Airport. The greatest bowlers in the world compete for a piece of the $232,000 prize and the title. Next week, 1 Eastern. Perfect ball there. So getting back to that point, Randy, has he made the adjustment properly?
Well, again, you know, he's got to stay in control. Don't get too fast, and just focus on staying down and staying with it. He did it perfect on that shot. In fact, I really haven't seen him make a bad shot except for the one shot he went high in the first match. And the only reason why he did that was because he kind of turned it early.
Ciccone, 4-time All-American in college, 2 years Erie Community College in Buffalo, and then Arizona State for 2 years. Uh-oh, that's way high through the nose and leaves the 610.
That was like the clean and jerk move there. That's where you kind of grab it and give it a little extra at the bottom of the swing to help it turn the corner a little bit. Only problem was when you jerk up on it like this, it always causes the ball to hook a little bit sooner. And he's lucky to only leave the 610.
Takes care of it. Joe, the first male to be named the Intercollegiate Bowler of the Year twice. 94 at Erie CC and then 97 at Arizona State. We saw Robbie Spigner, the commissioner's exemption choice this week. 4-time All-American in Indiana. Joe's success in college. A lot of great college bowlers have come on tour. How much does the college game help those guys?
It's helped them a lot, and it's, you know, primarily because of experience. Going to different countries, going to different venues, bowling on different conditions. I never had that when I was growing up, Dave.
He's swinging it out, no doubt about it. All 10 down, late help on number 10 for Joe Ciccone.
Hey, no sweat. No pun intended.
He's had a good start. He's struck in 3 of the first 4 frames. Has an 8-pin lead on Jason Couch. Joe C goes to the towel. The other JC in this match, Couch, getting ready. PBA Hall of Famers Gary Dickinson, Marshall Holman, Wayne Webb have won multiple titles here, along with Don Johnson and Brian Himmler, who is the defending champ, but of course a new champion here. Maybe Jason Couch one day is a Hall of Famer. 11 tour titles. Joe Ciccone going for his first ever close match. 4th frame for Couch, looks for the double. Chance to go up 2. Look out. Disastrous split.
Well, I don't know what happened. Only Jason Couch knows what happened. I mean, I would think that it was a little bit left of target and a little fast, and that caused the ball to push just a little bit too long. Jason leaves a 379.
Top split. Won't convert, 7 stands. Open frame for Jason Couch. And Joe Ciccone, who's been so solid, sees that lead balloon to 20 pins. And he's working on a strike. Mike Devaney is now a man who could be out. It's a Tournament of Champions on the bubble. 6-pin.
Come on. That ball, to me, looked like he just rolled it better than the shot before it. Watch the rotation on this shot right here. To me, it just looks like this one's rolling, so it's going to dig in. Of course, it digs in just a little bit too much, leaving a 6-pin, but much better than leaving a 379.
That TOC list goes all the way back to the 03-04 season. Mike Devaney won in Tacoma that year. Brian Goebel's right behind him, 27 slot.
I'll tell you what,
There's a single pin.
Dave, you know, when I watch Jason Couch bowl, it's just amazing how many revolutions and how much stuff he puts on a bowling ball. Yet when you ask him, you know, Jay, what do you feel at point of release on your fingers? He says nothing. You know, I'm kind of old school, man. I was always, you know, you had to feel some weight or some pressure in your fingers. And the new school today, you don't feel anything at the point of release off your fingers. Jason Couch, just amazing, amazing release.
Chance for a 30-pin lead, gets it! A double, 4th and 5th frames for Joe Ciccone. And now the Turkey, the lead can go up to 40.
And right now, I'm going to leave the booth and go get Joe some coffee to go with a sweet roll. Check this ball out. That's perfect.
Can I have a sweet roll too?
Well, Dave, I've seen you bowl.
No sweetness in that roll.
There's absolutely zero.
I will take the coffee.
Zero sweetness.
2 sugars.
Okay, you got it.
Okay. Look out, PBA. Joe Ciccone is up 40 pins now on Jason Couch with a Turkey in frames 4 through 6.
Watch this follow through, how nice and long and clean it is. You could tell that was going to be 10 back as soon as it left his hand. See those eyes get really big as soon as he lets it go? That's when the player knows it's perfect.
All 10 down for the lefty from Claremont, Florida. 14th year on the PBA Tour. And a huge hole now, though. Open frame, 4th. Could spell demise for Couch in this one. Lane breakdown, Randy.
Likes the left lane. I think this is his best lane, to be honest with you.
Did you look? Yes! Not going anywhere.
That's a bad man right there, Dave. You ever see Jason Couch fighting a bear? You better jump in and help the bear. He ain't going anywhere. He knows that if he starts putting some strikes on the board and strings them together, he'll put pressure back on Joe Ciccone.
A stuffed bear, a teddy bear.
No, man, I'm talking real bear.
Lane comparison for Joe. Lee can go back up to 40. Looks for the 4-bagger. 7th frame. Tie. Almost had the big 4. Looked like it might be a split. Instead, just the 6-10. Near disaster.
It's amazing what it does when you put a little double on your opponent to let him know you're back in the match. Joe doesn't get through this one quite as well. Gets it inside. He knows it the whole way. Now right there, he's just hoping it doesn't split.
Take care of that 6-10. We asked Joe last night, what does he learn from his 2 prior TV appearances against the Smiths? Not related. Brian and Robert Smith, both losses. He said, don't give shots back. Take advantage when your opponent gives you an opening the way Couch did in the 4th frame with the open. Can he do it is a question.
Well, let's see how he throws this shot here. He knows that he made a bad shot on the right lane, lane 7. But he also knows that no matter what Couch does, if he throws 8th, 9th, and 10th, he's going to win his first title.
His parents back in Skaneateles, New York. Jim Connie watching. Younger brother Johnny from near Ithaca. Works at Cornell. All locked in. Looks puzzled. What happened?
I don't know. I mean, he thought that ball was going to hook back. That ball rolled out. Let's see right here. Looks like it's right of target.
That was a good shot there, boys.
Not as much hand, and not enough rotation to get it to turn the corner.
Looked flummoxed there. Heard the good work comment from Joe to Joe. The nerves have just got to be thundering now through Joe Ciccone going for his first ever title. Jason Couch has been here before.
And Jason Couch stepping up here. If he strikes out, he can shoot 238. Joe Ciccone can still strike out and shoot 243. Jason knows what he needs to do, and that's to double right here in the 8th and 9th and put the pressure again back on Joe Ciccone.
Yes! Just like that. Oh, the paralyzer
Nice move on the lane. Nice.
He liked his move.
Re-rack.
It's all about adjustments. He'll take a re-rack to think about it.
And this is his best hit.
Yes.
That light hit is his best
Nice
hit.
move on the lane. Nice.
So you heard him say he made an adjustment. That light hit is a high rev guy's best friend because they're going to slap those pins silly. These guys that throw less well need to be a little bit more high finish. Guys like myself and you.
Let's not bring my bowling game into this conversation, please. Down 5 pins. Looks for the 4-bagger. Foundation frame, big shot for Couch. Leaves a 6.
Yeah, and that's the one he needed. I mean, he's in real trouble now. He's going to be down, oh, how many pins? Yeah, anyway, this ball goes high, leaves a 6 pin. He needed that. He's going to be down 16 pins now. Joe Ciccone with another double in the 9th and 10th is your winner.
Pokes into the 6 pin, cross lane. Jason talked to himself about the proper moves to make. It's all about strategy, anticipation for the next shot. Got to make your move, one way or the other, to go with the ever-changing oil pattern. Joe's locked in. Tie.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, no. It's a split.
All Joe needed to do was stay clean the 9th and 10th frame. A mark, any mark, in the 9th and 10th frame, and he would have won his first title. You saw the last time he was on this lane, he was confused. He made the adjustment, and he this time, going through the nose, he pays the ultimate penalty.
Heard him say a moment ago he thought he made the correct adjustments, but he didn't. Split numbers, only 5 of 19. Boy, does he need it. 6-pin stance, open frame, so late can be detrimental. And that was the foundation frame as well. So the lead all of a sudden reduced to 2, a double and 9. 2 strikes and 9. That's what Joe needs. All of a sudden, big pressure.
Anything else? Jason Couch can step up in the 10th frame and take it away from him.
Double wood.
Joe's completely lost his ball reaction on the pattern.
2 good shots on this lane.
Right now he needs to gather himself and convert the 2-8 and come back with at least 9 on his fill shot. That would force Jason Couch to throw 2 strikes in the 10th frame to win.
You see Jason Couch like a shark smelling blood in the water. Getting focused, getting intense.
He's going to get an opportunity here if Joe doesn't convert.
Wow. Nicely done.
9 on the next ball. Forces Couch to get up and show us his maple moxie. Try to pull this one out. And try to win his 12th title. 9 or a strike forces Couch to get 2.
Sweat is flowing. Tie. Oh, goodness. Right through the nose.
Now he doesn't even need a double. 9 spare 9. Jason Couch wins.
Joe.
Oh, my.
And Joe, in my opinion, gave this tournament away in the last 3 frames of this match.
Thank you. Open frame in the 9th. Did the nerves get to him? That's the question. He won his first ever TV match, going for his first ever title.
That's where it all went. That's where it all went sour for Joe Ciccone.
Couch still has to deliver. Yes!
that. Commit.
Just need a 9, spare 9, has a strike instead. 8 pins. That's it for Couch. All he needs.
8 and 2 balls. Jason Couch will win title number 12. And all the bad luck that Jason has had last year will be repaid right here with one shot. Yeah! That's for you, Jim Thomas Sr. That's for you.
Special shout out for Jim Tomek Sr., as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, who passed on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah! Stay pulling, buddy. Stay pulling. Woo! Yes!
12th time in his PBA career.
Woo!
Jason Couch is a champion.
Thank you.
Takes advantage of the late collapse from Joe Ciccone, who came so close to winning his first ever title. Mr. November. Couch has done it again in the 11th month. 12th time in his great PBA career, and the first time in a couple years, Jason Couch has himself a victory on the PBA Tour. It's a very tight match, Jason. What exactly went through your mind when the door was opened by Joe? You had a chance to take the match away.
Well, Joe's just a phenomenal bowler. It's just a matter of time before he wins multiple titles. He's really a great bowler. I know we both started to get lost in the middle of the game, and I just kept, chasing the oil line and deeper every shot, and finally caught up to it. And unfortunately, Joe made a mistake in the 10th, and I just happened to get lined up and threw some good shots.
Nice, Jason. Jason Couch, a winner today in the PBA Tour for the 12th time in his great career. Don't forget, the Denny's PBA Tour rolls on next week. BowlerParadise.com Classic from Hammond, Indiana. Congratulations going out to Jason Couch. Now for the entire crew, my partner Randy Peterson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long. It's been a presentation of ESPN, a worldwide leader in sports. Be sure to join us next week from Hammond, Indiana.